And we are streaming. I think. Send out tweet. Look at Twitch. Mute it. That way I don't have to have audio playback recursiveness. Okay, looks like it's going. It's going. Awesome. Um, so yeah. Hello everyone. It is November 2nd. And this is the November 2nd TechQuest Dev stream. It is Monday, so we're going to be doing some modeling. We're actually going to be doing some really interesting speed modeling, I think, today. Because we have there's going to be a, how do I describe it? It's I guess a playtesting session on this Friday. So I need to have a new build with all the wonderful stuff we've been working on, ready to go, basically. And we're pretty close. We're doing pretty well. We got all the materials, all the textures, and all that. There are only a couple of things that I really need to do now. So actually, I guess I'll play through the current build and show it to you guys. So I've done a little bit of experimenting with light mapping. Oh, what the heck just happened? I don't know what just happened there. I just fell through the floor. Why did I fall through the floor? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, weird. Fell through the floor for some reason. Okay, well anyway. So, you've seen all of these so far. The paintings that tell you how to do things. I also think I have a solution for the door here. Inception door. Alright, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, I've been messing around with some light mapping. I messed around with area lights for these windows. So you can see that it has this nice sort of soft glow to it, as if it was actually light coming from those windows. We have a throne, an actual throne, that looks pretty nice. It's a little weak in some areas, but I think it does its job well. I'll probably come back a little bit later and redo it again. Still got our king and wizard. We have our doors set up for in here. Got both of them. We have a couple of other paintings set up as well. Actually, I think it's just those two in here. So you can see these. We got our mattress. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I already had the bed, and I think we did this in here. No, I did this last week after the tech stream ended. We have that, and we have curtains up again, so if I open these, it'll actually move them. I can pull on the lever to activate it. Light mapping is not baked, or no, it is baked right now, but it's kind of terribly baked, so still got to figure out a good solution for it. But for the time being, it's okay. Weird. Oh, it's because it's okay. Yeah, it's the shadow thing. So we got some lights arranged. I've moved the lights, but I haven't baked them since before. And then this goes all the way down to the sewer level. So we can do a nicer light map bake later once we do some modeling. You might notice, and this is one of the things we're going to model today, you can see this sort of white glow here on the edge. That's actually because, for some reason, in Unity, a wall might not necessarily cast perfect shadows. So this base, this stone block platform that I'm walking on, is close enough to this wall that it's actually getting light bleeding in from the outside through the wall onto it. So we're gonna fix that. Anyway, so that's the current build right now, how it looks. Minimize this. So today, what I would like to focus on is a couple of things that are going to be quick and dirty, which kind of, I don't like doing that, but hey, you know. So we turn on throne hall layer, side room layer, passage layer. Okay, so all this stuff's on here. So right now, our castle is just kind of floating in space, which means but it's kind of looking dumb. Um, so we're going to actually add some grass. We're going to add a door here because we've been meaning to do that for a long time and I just haven't. We will add a fake wall. Oops. Here for that lever puzzle. And we might do some texture UVing tonight as well, depending on how much time we have. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in, I guess. So let's go ahead and make a plane. It'll be super tiny. And it only needs 2 by 2. No, 3 by 3. It's only going to need one square hole, basically. So we are going to set that up. Let's set its width to be 100. Is that enough? Might need to go wider. 100 is pretty good, actually. And then height by 50. Say, yeah, 50 is really nice. Let's move this up. I always forget. I think it's X. Put it at 0. Nice. And so it's got a couple of problems, but we're going to deal with those real quick. So the first one is that since this is just a flat plane, it's going to cut off my passage. But we're gonna move these edges in such a way that that's not going to be a problem. So let's move it to about there. Seems like a good idea. Yep. Select this. Hold down X. I've also finally memorized some nice shortcuts. If you hold down X in Maya, it will snap to grid, which is just wonderful. Just wonderful. I've used snapping before, but I don't like constantly manually toggling snapping on or off. So this just makes it really convenient. Hold down X. Okay. Well, I suppose... No, that's fine. Okay. So let me get face. Select that. Boom. Now, does it look like I have any... I do have a little bit here. Get the... Not the face, the edge. Ah, crap. It selected that. Of course it did. And, come on. Hold on X. There we go. I basically just want it to be wide enough that I don't have to worry about it getting in the way. Why am I seeing a wall through that? That's uncomfortable. Oh, it's because that's the... Okay. It's like, why do I see a wall? It's because it was this wall. That's fine. Now, we are going to object mode. And I think I might actually have to... Hold on. Oh, now I'm opening up substance because I think I've already made a substance for this. I want to use this grass substance. Except I'm going to export this. Let's put that back. So I just like to export a PNG because it's SVG by default, and that makes it very, very difficult to use. Oops, wrong button. So let me select this, let me select this. Pull this over, copy it over. Cool. So now I can go to object mode, Windows, material, Hypershade. Hypershade is our wonderful material window. Now create materials, Phong, because it all gets replaced anyway. Call it grass mat. Make its color based on a file. Call it text name. We want grass. Boom. Beautiful. And now we can just say assign existing material grass mat. Cool. Auto UV it. We are doing well. Let's go to object mode. Select it. And now, here's where it gets fun. Face. We're going to select all of our faces. Polygons. Oh, right. I got to move this over so you guys can see it. All right. So polygons. Copy UVs into new UV set. That's our light map. And then we're going to do layout, because that way it's laid out as optimal as possible. Last thing we're going to do is rename the current UV set. So now my two UV... Oh, really? Okay. Rename current... Oh, right. Sorry. Shows up on the left. So my texture is based on the texture map, and my light mapping is based on my light map. So now, in my texture map, I'm going to go really crazy real quick. And I'm also sort of doing this hybrid texture modeling tonight, because tomorrow night I have family visiting, and I don't know what my streaming schedule is going to be able to be like. So we'll play it by ear tomorrow if I'm going to be streaming or not. So I'll be working, but I don't know if I'll be able to stream. Anyway, let me get my faces. They're all selected. Hit R, and then I'm going to do... Okay, I didn't think so. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to scale it up in discrete scales of 1. And I'm going to move this to the left because I need to see what my tiling looks like, because I want this to be a nice clean tile. And it is, because the texture is, but I want it to be appropriately sized. So this needs to look correct from the player's perspective. So I think one more scale up should be fine. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. So if I deselect it, don't select anything, that's looking pretty good. So we're going to leave that as is, I think. And we are also going to rotate it, I think, because I would like it to mostly be, yeah, that's good, visible in a specific direction. It's meant to be tiled in all 4 cardinal directions, but I think it's definitely favoring one direction, or at least one vertice. Or not vertice, one axis. So this looks good. So what I'm going to do now is kind of a sneaky thing to do. Basically, I'm gonna trick people into thinking that this castle is a lot larger than it actually is. I debated actually making the entire castle, like the player can walk to all points of it, but that would just be pointless in the first level. So there's our grass. That's good. We don't need to worry about it now. So let's close this. Oops, let's go to object mode. That's great. Hit W, and then let me delete history on it and rename this to grass. Cool. Hit save. I'm going to move that into my... Sorry, I'm currently... gotta move this over, show you guys. Gotta get used to moving this over. So I'm currently organizing my model a little bit. So moving grass into a null object, which is going to be the exterior. So I have 5 main areas. I have the throne room, which is the place with the throne. The throne hall, which is this hallway. The side room, which is where the bed and all of that is, and then the secret passage, which is down here. And I guess the secret passage can actually be the next thing, I think. Well, actually, no, we'll leave that. I was going to build a second wall around this this one down here, but the grass might actually fix my lighting problem down there. So we'll see what that looks like after I bring this in Unity again. So the next thing we need to do is build some fences. Although, I'm going to show you something that I should have pulled this up ahead of time. So I've been sort of basing the way this castle looks off of King's Quest. It was sort of an homage to King's Quest's castle in Daventry. And let's see if I can find an interior shot of the castle. Because it's like 50-50. Sometimes they show you the interior of the castle and sometimes they don't. I think this is... here we go. Although it's going to be a little... really? I don't want to download it. I just want to... Seriously? I can't look at the actual image. Fine. I'm going to download it. And then look at it in my browser anyway. So you can see up here at the top left is the castles. But the interior is what I sort of based my layout of. It was sort of an homage. So we have this initial hallway where you walk straight, then you turn left, and then you get to the throne room. And this is very similar to what I have. I've added an extra curve in there so that I can have more tutorial space, basically. But you can see player starts here, walks forward. Oh, it'll be easier in Unity. Let it play. So you start, player walks forward, turns left, turns right, turns left, and then after opening the door, we get to the throne room. And this is just a very, very big homage to sort of that level design in King's Quest. So, stop that. Oh, and actually, I paused it. Well, that's convenient. So, I've also added a usability feature. So you can see now whenever I press enter or interact with an object, I have this press escape to close at the bottom. Before I had nothing there, and there would be times when people were playing this who have never played it before, they would interact with something and then they wouldn't know how to stop interacting with it. So this is one of those design tips where even if you as a designer and as a gamer in general can immediately intrinsically understand this is a menu, I should press escape. Even if you understand that, there are people out there who don't have that same experience as you, and trying to go off of, well, it makes sense to me is just destined to fail miserably. So now I have this nice press escape to close at the bottom, and it goes away whenever you start typing. It's only there when it's empty. So I can just do that. I hit caps lock by accident. And it comes back whenever you delete everything. So it's really nice. So, oh, I'm not playing. I just need to stop. So we're going to go back here. And real quick, let me pull this up again. So this is sort of my style for the castle. I wanted it to be an homage to King's Quest. That's actually why I have those arches too. You can see these gray arches here, and then in the actual level, we have those. So we have similar arches, which is terrible because they're slight curves, and it was really, really, for those of you who watched it, it was just annoying to texture this because slight curves are like my worst enemy. Anything that has a text for texture, its curves are just god awful. So I would like to have the surrounding level design be a bit of an homage to that, but this has a moat, and I don't really want to. I don't want to do the moat thing, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is having more of a. Let me pull this up now. I'll actually keep that open. So. For some reason, Castle of Hyrule in Ocarina of Time, or Ocarina, I always called it Ocarina, stood out to me. And this is what I was thinking of. this sort of garden area surrounding the castle proper. So you can see it's got this. Oh, that's Minecraft. It's got this sort of greenery around it, and that's kind of what I was going to reference here. So I'm just like cannibalizing all of these cool parts that I like from castles. Is there a secret grotto in the castle? Really? I don't remember. Oh no, that's right. It's up there. Okay, never mind. I remember. Sorry, got distracted. Um, so yeah, I am going to close that. So I think I'm going to do something similar. It's not going to be this hilly layout. It's just going to be flat for now. I might come back and do a hilly layout later, depending on how dedicated I am to doing a whole homage. Um, but for the time being, I'm not going to go like fully into detail. Although, man, sorry, I got a little distracted by the elegance of positioning. Like they don't have much that they don't have anything they don't have to render. Um, which I guess I could probably do that. I could probably turn off like this. I could separate this roof since I don't need it. Actually, no, I lied. I do need that, and there's a because I tried removing it before. I do need that because it blocks lighting. To make the lighting look good, you have to have certain things over other things, even if they're never going to be seen. Although I could have that be a shadow caster. That's a performance thing. I'm not going to worry about that now. So anyway, let's just get back into this. So we've modeled out our grass area, and the next thing we want to do is have a couple of things need to happen. One, we need to have a fence to prevent people from seeing the edge of this grass. And the other thing that we need to do is have sort of more of the castle. So I'm gonna start modeling what could be more, what could be considered more of the castle. So let's go ahead and I'm going to move my outliner back over here to the left. So I'm going to make a plane. Slide it over here. And let's just set its information to have 1 and 1. It's not going to be very detailed. Move it up. Oops. Not what I wanted. Move it up. Okay. So now let's rotate it in the Z. Do 90. I think we want to do, yes, positive 90. Okay. So now we're going to move this to about there. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to make this visible in such a way that you can see it from these windows. So we're going to sort of wrap around and make this grassy area, this sort of square, like a courtyard almost. And then we'll have another castle wall coming along here. And then ultimately that will just sort of be blocked off by... well, actually... Maybe I don't want to go that far. You know what? We'll just start modeling. See what we like. So let's do V. V because V snaps it to vertices. Okay, that's fine. Go to edge. Nice. I'm just gonna really stretch it because I just want it to be a wall. I don't need it to be good for light mapping or anything else. Okay, nice. Move you really far left. So, for the time being, this is largely going to be just a basic wall. It's just going to be like this wall texture. In the future, I can very easily see myself coming back and adding a lot more detail. But for the time being, it's not that vital. It's just I want something to be visible outside because I don't want you to be floating in this void. So let's see how far I can go to. Let's go to negative 23 in the Z. Nice. So then I'm going to extrude this edge. Extrude. Which way did it extrude? Good. Okay. I wanted to make sure that it extruded the right way. This. And I think that might be good, actually. Let me do make sure. Oh, that took some time to think there. Okay, so that lines up well. So that's going to be there. That's basically all it's going to be. Um, and the reason I do that is because I would like, again, I want it to appear like the level is, the area you're in is just this grand castle, and I want it to give that illusion. Oops, keep hitting that stupid Windows icon. So that might honestly be enough for the time being. I could very easily see myself coming back later and adding like fountains and stuff in this area, even though the player can never get up there. Um, and we're going to want to do something similar to this area over here. But instead of it being a castle, I think we're going to want it to be what am I thinking of? A fence or a barrier of some kind. So it might not be a fence, but because fences are sometimes transparent or semi-transparent where you can see through them. We don't want that. So instead, we could have another castle wall. There would just be so many castle walls. I feel like that would be, well, not terrible actually. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. So this wall that we just made, that's going to be the same texture as this wall, these white walls. And then I'm going to have a second fenced sort of texture going around the entire thing. So let me add a new plane. That, for some reason, is not selected. Where are you? Oh, it's because I didn't have the select tool on. Move you up, move you over. Let's set it to be 1 by 1 again. And this is going to have a like a darker texture to it. Similar to this wall, but it's going to be gray, I think. And it's, I could make it a stone wall. No, it's going to be a different texture. So essentially people will realize, oh, that's not part of this interior, this building. It's something exterior that I can just see, but I can't do anything with. Mm, hmm. Okay. Um, I'm a little worried that I made the grass too thin because it's possible that you could like peek out of these windows. Well, not those windows, but you could peek out of these windows and see the edge. And that's the problem. I didn't want them to be able to see this edge, but they can. So that means I gotta either stretch the crap. So I'm gonna have to recalculate my lighting and my UVs for this grass texture. And that's why you don't texture before you're done modeling. Oh well. So let me fix that real quick. Edge. I don't need the whole thing, just part of it. Let's move you to -45. I can go pretty wide. It's going to be fairly low res. Okay. Object mode. And that just means that I have to recalculate my lighting or my UVs. So let me go back to light map. Let me lay it out. Faces. Select it all. Lay that out. Go to texture map. Scale it up. I can go. I think one more. Ta-da. That's much better. Okay. And now, except if I remember correctly, I wanted to rotate it. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. history. All right. Let me select this, edit, delete history, and now I'm ready for the wall itself. So we need to rotate it on the X. I think -90 will do. Yep. Nice. Let's move this. Oh. Right. Let's move this forward. And I'm gonna make it. What's my height? Okay, good. Making sure. Let's make my height 5. That's pretty good. And the height 2.5. Yep, that's good. And here's the fun part. Let's make our width 25. Oh god, no, 50 at least. Really, 75? 75 is pretty close. Let's translate it to 10. Let's go to edge, shift, extrude edge, and let's move it all the way over here. That way the player could not possibly see its boundaries. So it's local translate. We'll move that to 60 actually, and then we'll extrude it again in this direction. So extrude edge, extrude it again this way, and for that way we'll extend it 20. So everything wraps. It's an optical illusion basically, because we don't need to render everything out. There's no point if people can't get to it to see it from different angles, which is like what I showed you here with the Hyrule Castle. They only created the parts that were necessary because it makes no sense to have polygons be rendered that the player cannot actually see, because the camera will render them if it's inside its rendering distance, but if the player can't see it, that's just pointless rendering. So we basically have our two surrounding structures and our floor. That's kind of all I really wanted for the exterior. Because anything else is just extra, basically. I think at some point I'm going to have to come back and redo this ceiling here. I should make it more angular, less rounded. Because it's a castle. It's a stone wall. It doesn't make sense for it to curve like that. But it's fine for now. So now we can go to object mode, select that, edit, delete history. Nice. So let's get this. Let's lay it out. Copy these. I'll move this over so you guys can see what I'm doing. Polygons, copy to UV set. Layout. Nice. Go back to map 1. Rename current UV set. Opens up on my left window so you guys don't see it. It just wanted me to confirm everything. So texture map and light map. Nice. Let's move this back over here for now. Object mode, right click, assign existing material, and we want castle wall, right? What do I got? Curtain, carpet, door, fresco, pillars, stain, windows, tiles, castle wall. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to rotate it. Some positioning. For that, we will be able to watch. So, move this over. Slide this to the left. Ugh. I hate the highlighting that they added in 16. I really miss 15. Didn't used to highlight when you hovered over things. Down one. Yes. Sweet. So there are my two. I'm going to move this over so you guys can see it. And oh, crap. I've just got to scale it afterwards. So I'm going to highlight these. Go to scaling. One more. That's good, I think. And I got to move it so that the bottom here doesn't look stupid. So I'm going to move this up. Not crazy about that because it makes the top kind of stupid. Oh, great, it's okay. That's good enough. I think at a later date I'll come through and I'll add maybe windows or something to have a pseudo hall in these walls. But for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it because we are on a tight schedule. So this, what am I going to do with you? I should probably come up with a new texture for it. For the time being, I'm actually not going to texture this. I'm going to be just fine with it. So I'm going to do a couple of things. Let me pull my outliner over here so you can see it. So one, we have our plane. I'm going to call this castle wall. I'm going to move that into exterior. Got our second plane, which is our, I'm going to call it surrounding wall. Pretty sure I spelled surrounding right. Probably didn't. So that just leaves a couple of basic things. One, we want our door, which goes like, that's really close to that. Don't really like that. Kind of want to move this. That's better. A little bit. Object mode, and I'm just going to give it a quick UV layout. I'm not going to bother with the lighting UV, I just wanted to set its base UV. Anyway, so that's the surrounding wall, that's the castle wall. I'm going to go ahead and add a layer from selected, call it exterior layer. Okay. Right, because I forgot. Go figure. Yeah. I guess I'll just call it outside for now. Save. Let's move this down here. Make it invisible. Nice. Okay. So we're going to make it invisible again. And then I need a... I could do it as a plane. I'm going to do a cube, though, just because. I'm going to move this back over here. Just keep moving things back and forth. Make a cube. W. Let's move this over here. Move this over here. Move this right about there. And move it one more down. Let's go ahead and make it a depth of 0.5. That's pretty good. X. That's not what I wanted. Hold down X. Oh dear. Oh no, my snapping got turned on by force. Weird. Okay, so this isn't... I'm going to do 20.5. Bam, right in the middle there. Then let's go raise it up. If we're lucky, we'll be able to sort of reuse our castle doors texture on this. I honestly don't know if that'll work or not. But we'll see. Give it a width of 2. No, a width of 4. No, a width of 3.5. Really? 3.25? No way, just 3? Ah, it was just 3. Go figure. Height. 5. Not quite. 4.5. It's close. Let's give it a height of 2.5. 2.75. Yes. Okay. Zoom in here. Nice. There's our front door. And it is not meant to be anything other than a static door. So it's never going to have an animation. And it's going to actually be a bit of a fun thing because I've wanted to do this since the very beginning, but I haven't been able to figure out a good way to do it. And now I can. I always like it when games can let you instantly have a game over from the very beginning. So I'm going to basically have it where if the player interacts with this door, they can leave through the door, and then that's the end of the game. They got through the game. They you know, because they never went on their adventure. So we're gonna leave that as it is. Um, we're going to UV it real quick. We're gonna assign existing material. There should be a castle doormat. Bam! Isn't that nice? So I'll have to going to operate this real quick. Rotating this. And then I can move this over here so you guys can see it. So this front is basically the only important part of the UV because everything else is not visible. Okay. So let's highlight this. Now this I gotta change back. I don't need discrete scaling for this. Okay, I was worried about this. Gotta shrink it inwards, grow it upwards. Move it, scale it up a little bit. And just like that, bam. Now let me see what that looks like. Not, excuse me. Not bad, actually. That looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Oh shit. Wait, what? Why was it weird? Oh, dang it, yeah, that's why. There we go. That's why it was weird. I only assigned the material to the face. I hate it when I do that. I'm going to get the face. And then I'm going to select all of these things. And then delete these. Because I don't need them. I will keep the outside face just in case something happens. Don't know what would happen, but just in case. So there's our there's our exterior door. Cool. So let's grab that. We're gonna edit, delete history. That way we don't have to worry about it. Call this exterior door. Cool. We're gonna put that in the throne hall room. Move that above the throne room. So that's part of our hallway. Save that. And then let's turn on our outside layer. So that's basically all of the outside stuff that I need to do. The only things I really have left to do would be not sure if this is excuse me. I hate it when I do that. Before I forget. Object mode, make sure that's selected. Sorry, I almost forgot to copy my UVs into a new UV set, which would have been not terrible, but it means that the lighting would have been all kinds of screwy. So, and rename current UV set to texture map. And dang it, I hate it when it does that, because it bugs the crap out of me. So sometimes when I rename something, it just, when I rename one of the texture maps, it just goes crazy and gets rid of it, basically, instead of actually renaming it. So that means we gotta line this up again. Of course it didn't insert. There we go. Select this, scale it up. Move it over to the right. Move it up. Scale it slightly up again. Move it to the left. And then move it, or scale it up. Nice. So, since we're doing texturing, that means that I feel like I should try to entertain people without, and talk about other things. Dang it. Hold on. There we go. So, there we go. Ta-da! Let's go to object mode. So that's all selected. Nice. Oh, and again, edit, delete history, so we don't have to worry about it. So, people excited for Fallout? Fallout 4 comes out in 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks, something like that. 2, maybe 3 at the most. I'm sure it'll be fun. I don't think I'll be able to play it. Just no. I mean, I can play it, but like, not if I want to get any work done. It seriously just eats away at you. There's just so much, and it just sucks you in so much. So I'm gonna move my outliner over to the left, and then I'm going to export my castle. So it's not quite done. We're not done modeling everything we need. Oh, and also really quickly, I want to do this. Delete history. I want to lay out this UV real quick because I think that I have a bad UV here for my light map. Oh, I definitely do. Aha! See, I thought so. Hold on. Okay. Because we're getting weird shadows when we bake in Unity. So I think that that's from this. Just having a bad light map. So anyway, let me select castle. I'm going to just export this entire thing, bring it into Unity, and do a quick light map bake. So we're going to have some dead time, so I can talk to you guys about Fallout 4, I guess. Or more likely Tales of Zestria, since that's what I'm playing. So let's go to File, Export Selection. Just going to call it Castle FBX, export it, yes. Let's go to Castle, that's not the right castle. That castle. Then we want this castle. We're going to go to Models, Levels, Intro, Castle. We're just going to move Castle.fbx into this, replace the file, then boom. Give it the 1 minute that it requires to re-import. Nice. So now then, yes, change all children. It does not like that, huh? Let me go to lighting. Object. Hold on. I need to change the size, I think. So, let's make it scale in light map 0.25. No way, 0.1. Okay, fine. It's just grass. It doesn't need a huge light map. So we're going to try baking this. Just because I'm kind of curious to see what everything looks like. So let's go ahead and go to scene. Let's clear baked data. So we're going to see a nice, everything looks wrong now. Oh, I almost forgot to. Change this to grass. Oh dear. Really? Don't tell me that I made my... This isn't tiling, is it? Oh. Weird. Okay, well, I guess my grass is just a lot finer than I thought it was. Or I can shrink it back down, because this is super fine print grass. You can't even read that, so that's kind of problematic. Well, I mean, this is a quick bake anyway, so we'll scale this back up when we go back into Maya. We're also going to replace this with castle wall so that we can get some nice normal maps. Alrighty then, I think we're ready to bake. So let's just see what happens when we bake this. Save and build. And I've turned off ambient occlusion for the time being, because it doesn't make sense to constantly recalculate ambient occlusion when I'm just testing. So the light map bakes are currently not high res. They're meant to be mid res, not low res, because I feel like low res doesn't give the right impression. But if you can get it to look good in mid res, then you can get it to look fantastic in high res light mapping. So we probably got about a minute. So I'm going to take a drink. Then I guess we'll talk a little bit about games. Yeah, who'da thunk? Games on a gaming channel. Tales of Zestria. I guess I don't have much to say. Everything I've already said is kind of the same. Hasn't really changed any. It's a very competent JRPG. Although there was a good point that I came across that I don't like the SC system that it uses. I prefer the TP system. So I want to say Tales of Xillia, maybe Tales of Graces. I don't remember if Tales of Graces was TP or SC. There was a point in the Tales games where they stopped doing sort of like a HP and then a MP, basically magic points system. Where in early Tales games you could basically use special abilities all you wanted and as fast as you wanted until you ran out of TP is what it was called, technical points. And then at some point they switched over to what was called SC, and SC is basically like a recharging bar, and you can only do so many actions, and each action takes a certain amount of SC, and once you reach 0 SC, you can't do any more actions, and you just have to sort of wait. And I don't know if I like that more or less than TP. I think I actually prefer TP because I prefer just constantly being able to attack, and then you can have a support character recharge your TP. But I don't know. I can see why they do it because it balances things. It brings combat down to a lot more manageable levels. It's not hectic sword rains all the time, which I always love. Love sword rain. Sword rain is probably my favorite attack in all of the Tales games. Well, not sword rain. Beast sword rain I think is my favorite because it's just a bunch of slashes and then you push them away from you, which is always fun. But combat, it's solid. Graphics are great. I playing it on a max settings because of my nice desktop. And yeah, it's competent. There are problems with it. The story I feel is really kind of stupid. I guess I really shouldn't complain though because it's not like the Tales series have. Well, no. The Tales series usually have a predictable kind of story where you have a sympathetic. You have a sympathetic villain, and I haven't gotten to the point where the villain is sympathetic yet, but there are already sort of hints that he's going to be a sympathetic character. Like he just wanted to save the world, so he had to destroy it. That's kind of how it always turns out to be. It's always like save the world by destroying it, which I think is, I guess, also all JRPGs ever. And I don't know. This time it feels a little disingenuous because of the way that his followers act are just so mind-numbingly, like cartoonishly evil, and it's just I don't know. But who knows? I think I'm only maybe halfway through. I honestly don't know because sometimes Tales games can surprise you with how long they are. Like with Tales of Symphonia, where it's like, hey, you got to the Tower of Salvation, hooray! It's the end of the game. It's like, oh no, actually that was not even the halfway point. You have a whole nother planet to go explore. Have fun with that. Um, but kind of feel like every Tales game after Symphonia has just been trying to catch up to Symphonia. I like Tales of the Abyss. I really liked that a lot. Um, because the combat flowed really nicely. Like it was very smooth combat, and it was the first time they had. I think they called it free limbs, so you could actually like run around the battlefield freely without being stuck on a 2D axis, um, which was really nice in terms of combat mechanics. That's a really cool idea. Um, I mean, combat was still in 2D space, but you had the option of basically just breaking out to run around the combat arena. Um, which one of the problems I do have with Tales of Zestria is the camera in combat. It can get stuck on walls, and in the middle of combat, it just will stop following you and force you to look at the floor, so you can't see who's attacking you or what you're doing, and you kind of get ganged up on, and it can get kind of frustrating. Oh my god, I should not. We're not gonna do another light map bake. This takes way too long. I knew it took a long time. I just forget how long sometimes. I am curious to see how it looks because the grass is going to affect things, and so is the shit. I didn't turn on any of my baked lights. I don't think. Oh, I shouldn't swear. Sorry, I just got distracted by. Oh, good. No, I do. Hooray! I do have my baked lights on. Um, so we're gonna just see, hopefully, how this looks. So, is there anything else about Tales of Zestria I need to talk about? I guess characters are interesting. Nothing special. Kind of one dimensional. But it's fine, I guess. On the whole, it's a nice game. I haven't played a Tales game in forever, not since Xillia 1. Um, I own Xillia 2. I haven't played it though because my PS3 is busted. So, but anyway, yeah. I suppose the more important or the more topical game to talk about would be Fallout 4. And I have no idea if Fallout 4 is going to be any good or not. Oh no, let me rephrase that. I know it will be some good. I do not think that the Fallout game can be all bad. Um, Especially since it seems like they've learned a lot from Fallout New Vegas, which is good. I really, really liked Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is an amazing game. It's just, I don't know. I I don't know. I might hold off playing it for a while just because it seems like, I mean, I love the Bethesda RPGs, but they always add a ton of content in expansion packs and DLC, and I can't play through vanilla and then get DLC and play that. I like to just restart a campaign um, to play the DLC, and that just sometimes that doesn't really interest me enough. Like I have Skyrim and I never played the DLCs before, but I played the vanilla game into the ground, and I can't play the DLCs. I get bored. So, and I don't want to play the DLCs at a low level because then you get crap weapons from the DLC when really you should use the DLC to get really awesome weapons. And it's just I don't know. Just how I work. I don't like to do DLCs at low levels. I like to basically play the main quest to the game and then stop before I get to the very end of the main quest, then do all the DLCs, then come into the main quest and just wreck everything because I have all this super awesome armor and weaponry. But who knows? So it's been at least 3 minutes since I looked at the clock. I think it's probably been about 5 minutes total. It probably does not help that I'm streaming and trying to bake a light map and have Unity and Substance and Maya and multiple windows of Chrome open and a bunch of File Explorer stuff. So it's like everything's open on my computer. At least I don't have Illustrator open. I could probably close Substance, though, to help performance along. I don't know how much that's going to help, but... So... But yeah, it's... I don't know. Bethesda is Bethesda. Bethesda makes Bethesda games. And for better or worse, that's just that's just how it is. Um, oh my god. 15 jobs. Hooray. I better be some amazing light mapping when I'm done. Oh, 10 to 1. Everything's going to be super green from the grass. Crap. Ah, that's going to be terrible. I'm going to have to turn down the bouncing intensity. Gross. Ah, man. I don't know. Don't know if there's anything like exciting to do while we wait. I talk to people, but there's no one here. That's kind of to be expected, though. So, but I don't just want to have dead air, which is kind of what this is. It's me doing nothing while I wait for the light map to bake. I guess I could be doing other stuff. Just don't know how much it's going to affect performance. So one of oh, yeah, we got a little bit of stuttering. Oh my. So one of the other things we need to do is we need to make bars for these windows so the players can't just jump straight through them and jump right out. And that's something we'll be doing eventually. Oh, we're getting close to finishing this up. Minimize or get rid of all that. And then, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I guess start putting this stuff in. Let's move this over here. Again, we're gonna have it be 1, 1. Oops. I don't know why it sometimes sticks. Sort of free slide it here. Nice. This is going to be our fake wall that the lever is attached to. Rotate Z, 90. Yep. Let's get our height. Nope, it's our width. Super. Makes sense. Width is 2, 3. Maybe? Nope. Right, it's like 2.75. Nope, 2.5 maybe? And then translate Y is 2.5. Nice. Then we want to slide it in very slightly to negative 0.2. Except it should probably... Well, that's pretty close to what I would want, actually. Oh, it's importing, isn't it? Yep. Yep. Everything just tanked. So it's working on the importing process, which is very light intensive. So that means that the rest of my computer isn't gonna want to move very fast. It's gonna chug a bit. So let's go to edit, delete history. Let's do our UVs on it. click. Object mode. Oh my god. It needs to do this. Finish up with the stupid light mapping. See how it looks. Man. A little bit later on this week we'll be doing some stuff in the sewer as well. Maybe. Really depends. We'll be putting fine touches on it because there's not much left to do in the sewer. It's basically done. It's just getting the troll to behave properly. So I'm not too worried about that. That won't take very long. That's not even an entire evening's worth of work. So it'll probably be done on Thursday. And tonight, we might end a little early tonight just because I have a lot of smaller stuff that's not impressive, and I'll be doing a lot of this stupid light map baking. That's incredibly intensive and doesn't let me do anything. So let me go back here to object mode, select that, assign existing material, castle wall mat. Hooray! Select that. Rotate it. Isn't that nice? Polygons, copy, move to new UV set. Polygons, layout, right here. Polygons, and rename current UV set, apply, bam. All that was just off screen, so you had to believe that I was actually doing it. But I was, so. So I think once this light map bake finishes in, let's see, it's 9 o'clock now, so I think in about 13 years it will finish, and then we'll be able to look at it. Which is a shame, because by then everything's going to be horrifically out of date. My attempt at bad humor. I have a very dry sense of humor. It's not very good. So. Oh my god. I did not... What is causing the bake to take this long? It's never taken this long before. And I turned ambient occlusion off. Shouldn't even be this bad. Shouldn't even be close to this bad. It's really dark in this room. Oh, man. Really dark in this room, too. Okay. Well, while this is going on, turn off all exterior. Turn off our roof and our floor layer. Let's go ahead and UV this. Why not? We're going to slide this. Oh, and of course. So, it's got to import the light map textures real quick. Then once it's done, oh my god, that's super bright. Everything is super bright. Although it's not tinted green. Well, it kind of is. Not as bad as I was expecting, though. Not sure what's up with this. Very strange. Right, well, let's see what this looks like. Kind of scared to look at my stats. Not that bad, actually. Oh, no. Oh, man. Ugh. Oh, right, I don't have a glider on this. If I jumped off, I would die. Dang it, really? Hold on. I'll look at this in Maya. Let me guess. Yeah. Ah! Why does it do that? So when you see this, it means that the UV2 channel is gone. So even though we baked it, or even though we made that UV channel, it got deleted somehow because I don't know, because Maya sometimes just deletes UVs. So of course that looks terrible. I know how to fix it. It's really simple. It just looks terrible. So now we can go through all of this. It actually looked nice. I think it even made things a little bit brighter. Oh my god, yeah, it made things way brighter. So you can actually see the door texture now. Well, that's nice. And also, when you look outside, you're not floating in a void. You're just floating over green. Although, yeah, it's definitely scaled too smallly. Too smally? Too small. You cannot read grass at all. Said Dr. Seuss. What's up? Nice. Nice. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. I like that. Let's go up here. Let's see what it looks like from in here. Open. Okay. I just want to make sure. Wait, ambient occlusion. Yeah, ambient occlusion is off. It's just really obvious right now. Okay, so that's nice. I think the white wall helps a lot. Let's open this up. See what it looks like. It's not great, but not a bad thing, I don't think. Ambient occlusion will definitely help. Okay, let's see what this secret passage looks like. Pull. And then Control-Shift-P, I will have to turn off, I forgot, lights. Turn off my baked lights so that they don't affect anything. So the shadow is really strong here, but that's because of a lighting problem. I should just not have it cast shadows. So how do these look? These look pretty nice. I was a little worried that the lights would be too far away and you would get these dark patches, but it seems to be okay. I do not know why that... Ooh, did not like that. So, oh, weird. It's like the substances didn't quite bake. Well, anyway. So, and we're actually back to going to our sewer level again for the first time in forever. So I can go back up here. And I'm curious to see if everything will load properly. Look at that! Yeah! The curtains didn't load properly. Or did... Huh. I guess I had sound effects set up for this level, and they don't play when the editor plays. I don't know if I need those sound effects. Those are kind of obnoxious. Yeah, these aren't... Crap. So these doors aren't getting set up properly, I guess? Should be. What the... Open. Oh, look at that. Curious. So does that mean that this is already open? Yes. Interesting. So it's the data is getting loaded properly, but there's something weird going on. Okay. Well, anyway, I think that's a pretty good spot to stop for tonight. Just I'm going to be doing a lot of this light map baking, small changes to everything to make it look nice. Area lights. Bah. So let's turn this off too. So yeah, that's something that I'll be doing, messing around with, trying to get everything to look nice. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be playing it by ear, because I'm not sure what to expect tomorrow. I know that I'll be working, but I don't know if I'll be streaming. So just sort of watch Twitter. If you are interested in watching the stream tomorrow, I'll definitely tell you if I'm going to be streaming or not. But for now, I think that's a pretty good place to spot. Or I can't talk. I'm tired. Stupid daylight savings time. Um, that's good. I think for today. So yeah. Thanks for watching, I suppose. And we will be back tomorrow to do some texturing / modeling again. Hopefully. And again, play it by ear. So